Welcome to the dish. And my co-host Terry Knight. How are you, Terry?
I'm good. It's cold and cloudy, but what the heck? It
Yeah,
is March, April.
it's April now.
Yeah, okay. That
April
just went
2nd.
by. How are you?
Doing well.
Good, good.
Yeah, we're getting out of the doldrums of winter here soon, I think. So that's
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
we will.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Well, let's talk some bold. There's been a
Yes,
lot going on in the last week or so since you and I talked.
yes.
The big news, let's start out with that. The big news
All
kind of
right.
obviously is Hope blames Steffi really
Mm-hmm.
for the whole breakup that she had.
Yes.
And what do you think about all that? I mean, the rivalry's kind of been renewed here, Terry, between
It
those two.
has. And you know what drives me crazy is that nobody is saying, Steffi, you are making out with Liam. Liam,
Yeah,
you have been declaring your undying love to Steffi. Who the hell are you two to get involved in that?
right.
And Steffi acting so high and mighty just drives me up the wall.
Yeah,
She's a bitch.
she is when it comes to that.
Ooh, yes.
The other thing, the other transgression that remember when Liam and Steffi had that little night of tequila. It wasn't tequila, but
Uh-huh.
drinking, and then ended up in a
In the
co-
sack and
in the sack.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and thought she was pregnant with his kid.
That's right.
Yes.
But I always
Yeah.
get a kick out of like
Shining
Steffi.
examples.
Yeah, they're just shining examples like Steffi now with her judging Hope and
Mm-hmm.
the sisters too. Are like that.
Yes.
Uh,
Why are they even doing that? Because Hope has never acted bad, really, until having fun with Thomas. But I think she really loves him.
I do too.
And I think she was absolutely heartbroken. So we'll
What do
see
you
where
think the
all this goes.
timeline is here? You know, her and Liam, they've been divorced for a while, but Hope keeps hanging her hat, which I understand. I mean, she's hanging
Right.
her hat on. I'm not ready to get married
Mm-hmm.
again, and I don't blame her. I am,
No.
and she, quite frankly, like you said, Terry, she's been pretty honest with him about that. I mean,
Yeah.
all along she's kind of said that I don't know when I'll be ready. Really when or if I'll be ready. So
And then Thomas goes and surprises her with all this stuff. It's like, why don't you have a conversation first and say,
yeah,
when do you think you might be ready? Instead
right,
of doing it again and overwhelming her with all of that. I mean, it's almost like, wait a minute, settle down. Let's talk about this first. And nobody did. Nobody
right.
actually, they didn't talk. Instead, it was everybody else telling them that, Steffi in particular,
Steffi
and
really kind of
comparing
worked
her.
Thomas, saying it needs to be over. And
Oh,
she had a
yeah,
huge influence on why that happened. So I think Hope is actually right about that part of it.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I think it all stems more to her hatred of Brooke than it
Yeah.
does Hope.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I have some predictions on
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's good. You're right,
Mm-hmm.
though, Terry. I hadn't thought about that angle, but you're right that because she did kind of keep bringing up the whole feeling of her, Hope's mother being being a problem, breaking up
Yes.
the marriage with her
Yes.
so that's huge,
And he's an adult.
right?
He made those decisions. So it's kind of like, at some point, and Brooke was coming around to Thomas's side, and she seemed to be trying, but
Yeah,
then it, well, it all blew up.
right.
And how all these people just decide that they can be the ones to tell him what to do. But they went and done it anyway, so okay.
Kind of
And
troublesome.
and she gloated about it. Steffi was gloating. Man, but what I did like was to see Hope get up in her face and get after it. Because I thought, normally Hope would have
Yeah, she
been,
just kind of cowers to Steffi.
yeah, not anymore. So
Yep,
I think there's going to be some more fireworks.
I think so.
Hmm.
So let's talk about that a little bit because I think Steffi and Finn seems to have some sympathy for Hope.
Yes.
And those two kind of hit it off. And I may have even predicted, I think, on this podcast earlier
Yes.
that there's going to be trouble in paradise between Steffi and Finn because I think Finn and Hope are going to get something going. That's a prediction right there.
Yep. And you know what? You and I both had the same thought. I think
Really?
so.
Yeah.
And I think Hope may turn a little bit nasty and take advantage of it and kind of let Steffi know, guess what I can do? You took Liam and she did it constantly over and over again.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah,
Okay,
everything would have worked out, but
it would have.
yeah.
Let's back up a bit because when Hope and Steffi kind of had at it in the office, remember
Hmm.
Hope saying right at the end of that conversation, I'm going to get you back. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to get you back. That's it right there.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. I think so. I think
Yeah.
so, and I'm going to look forward to that.
You're not a big
I
Steffi
do
fan
feel
all of a sudden.
I'm not a big
Yeah.
Steffi fan. Well, she plays this. She's really good at acting,
Yeah. She is. I
and
agree. She's a good actress.
she can play the haughty, yeah, very well, very well. But I think she does deserve a comeuppance
Yep. I'm with you.
with all this stuff with Tom. She deserves to get a slap in the face.
Yeah.
So,
And I think that'll
mhm.
happen. All right.
Oh
So
yeah.
this all stems around Thomas leaving because Thomas basically said, I've had enough. And, it's just not going to work. And as we've already talked about, Steffi had a big part of that, influencing Thomas. But Thomas just kind of sprung on everybody. He's leaving for Paris.
Yeah,
I do
and
think it's
taking
funny,
Doug with
Terry, how they write these storylines in because I'm sure he needs time off for something or, there's some reason why they did it. But
Yeah, I think you're right. Yep,
it,
definitely.
it
But
kind of curbs the storyline or kind of forces an issue that they have to create storylines with things like that. So, yeah. Yeah.
yep.
So what do you think, Terry? What do you think will happen? Do you see any with Thomas going to Paris? Do you see any reunion, or do you have thoughts on what could happen while he's there?
I would like to see Hope go to Paris and surprise him. Whether that happens, I don't know, but I think she will. I think maybe even Brooke might say, you know what?
Wow.
Go. Just see. And maybe Thomas will have some time but then again, who knows, maybe he'll find somebody in Paris and Hope will end up seeing him making out with somebody else. I don't know.
Oh, it's going
It's
to be
possible.
executive producers Bradley Bell and Terry Knight.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes, thank you very much.
There you go. That was good. I
Mhm.
like that one.
Thank you.
All right. So,
Well,
go ahead.
we have that Zende and Luna thing.
Yeah. Let's talk about
And
that.
Zende, he's a shit.
I can't
Because he
stand
goes
him
over
as an
there. I
actor.
can't either.
Oh,
And he goes over there to RJ's and wants to know if they could have that time. And the part that still sits with me is that he knew, even before Luna showed up, at his place that she was in love with RJ. She had told him that repeatedly. And then all of a sudden, that doesn't make any sense. He
Right.
should have known better, especially his age and her age, because I think it feels like there's at least 10 years difference. I don't
Yeah,
know,
that
but
could be. You might
it
be right
feels
about that.
like that.
Like I said, I hadn't
But
thought
it's,
about the age, but yeah, I think you're probably right there.
and he's surrounded by beautiful women all the time. Why does he have to pick on RJ's? Well, for the
Right.
storyline, obviously, but it's still
Yeah, he works
like,
around models all day, for a single
yes.
guy like that, and especially
Uh-huh.
being in the position that he's in the company.
Mm-hmm.
I think the guy could get
Yeah.
a date or two, Terry.
I think he probably could. He's also good looking, so that should help. But
I don't think
yeah,
he
and
is, but see, I think
well,
personality goes so
his
far towards
personality
look.
is
Yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But then Liam goes and talks to
Our
Hope
favorite
today.
actor, Liam.
Ah, and he comes across like, I'll be there for you.
Yeah.
Really? Does nobody want Hope happy? That's what I don't get. Nobody seems to want that woman happy. Except for Finn.
Except for
And-
Finn, maybe. Maybe.
And there we go.
All right. I
With an
would like
issue.
to throw one other person into the equation
Yes,
here.
yes, yes.
I think with Thomas going over to Paris, isn't Taylor supposedly in Paris?
Oh, I think she is.
I think Taylor is going to reach out and they'll maybe bring her back. And there might be some storyline there. We'll see. I thought about that when he was leaving. I'm like, God, I think Taylor's still in Paris. So maybe they're going to team that. Of
That
course,
could
Terry.
be.
I'm
Yes.
hoping they do.
Yeah,
Of
I
course.
was going to say, you have an ulterior motive, buddy.
I do.
Yeah. Well, it would be a good storyline to have her back in there
It would.
and to try and negotiate all the ick. And that's what I didn't understand. I thought that they would have brought her back in when Steffi supposedly killed Sheila, and we'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
But and didn't. And I was surprised by that. I figured at least there'd be some kind of
Yeah,
phone
you're
call
right.
or her
You're right.
encouraging Finn, talk to my
Yeah.
mom.
That is weird.
Mhm.
Because, I mean, there's no way that Steffi would be involved in that and that Taylor wouldn't reach out to her somewhere.
Right.
That's weird.
Yes. Very. So,
I mean, if nothing else, they would you would think they would have written in a fake phone call, if they're not going to bring her back to like showing
Yes.
Steffi talking to her,
yes. Yep. Definitely.
All right, let's talk about Sheila.
Yeah, let's.
You want to start?
Well, so Deacon today is planning this memorial
Yeah.
for Sheila.
Yep.
And it's how he thinks that there's going to be anybody that shows up,
Right.
but then reaches out, of course, to Hope and Finn, which is
Right.
where I think they're going to console each other. Steffi's going to be freaking furious when
That he
she
goes?
finds out. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Finn would have tried to he probably wouldn't tell her. And that's going to tick her off even more. I think that's going to cause a real, real issue. But then we don't know who's coming back, do we? For sure. Do you have
Okay.
ideas on that? Do you think?
What?
do you think-
Go ahead.
Well, if you read some of the other dish on different sites, it looks as though Nine Toes is still alive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's still alive.
Maybe she'll show up. She'll
that's
show
what
up
I
at
think
her
is
own.
gonna.
Oh,
That's where I was
yes.
gonna go. Yeah.
Well, then roll with it. Let's hear
Yeah,
it.
no, I was going to say this memorial will take place at the restaurant, and she's going to be hiding in the bushes with a pair of sunglasses and a wig on.
Yes. Yes.
I can see it now, Terry.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's what I think, and I guess maybe Luann and I talked more about this when you were absent,
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about that, and we were surprised that like Finn didn't check her feet, and neither did
Deacon.
Deacon. Deacon was in there in the morgue as well, and he didn't either.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Luann brought up that when that all happened, she said at that point that I don't think she's dead. I think this, and then I had done a little. Well, I mean, I put the research department on it,
Yes.
and we discovered that. Remember, she had this gal in prison, and I kind of vaguely remember this, but she had a gal that was a friend or something in prison that supposedly Sheila was helping. And we're theorizing at that time, we were theorizing that she talked her into plastic surgery, and that was her that made the entrance into Steffi's house, and her that was killed. And
Well,
that's
did,
what we were predicting.
and I think that's it, because remember before she died, she was disappearing occasionally and said that she was talking to someone from her past.
Yeah.
And Sheila's devious as all get out.
Oh,
so
shit. Yeah.
yeah. So I think that I had read somewhere. I didn't remember this woman, Sugar. I didn't remember that.
I didn't either. Luann brought it up. She remembers everything. So she brought it up, and I don't.
Good for her.
And I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
So anyway, she recalled all that, and then Luann brought that up in that previous podcast that we talked about. But I don't. I kind of vaguely remember it, but I really don't.
No, I don't remember it. But apparently there was some kind of, at least from what I read, that there was some rift because this Sugar was supposed to get a whole bunch of money or whatever, and Sheila ripped her off, and it was just a big debacle. So then she, of course, hates Sheila. And Sheila, knowing that, makes some overture to Sugar and says something like how happy she is to have Steffi in her life. And then it was really a setup, knowing that if Sheila actually cared for Steffi, she could easily take her out.
So
but it went the other way.
Ahead.
But it went the other way. Steffi killed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the plan went south. She was just trying to frame her, basically. Sheila is what you're saying. She was trying to frame Sheila.
Yes.
The Sugar was. Okay.
Yes.
That could be too.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, but
and the other guy that would not be surprised somehow is involved in that would be that goofy guard, that guy that fell in love with Sheila.
Yes.
And helped her escape that one time, remember?
Oh, yes. Yep. What the hell was his name?
Speaking of memories.
I don't remember. Where's Luann when you need her?
Yeah, where the hell is she? Luann, call in. We got to get a live phone call in.
No kidding. Oh, man. Yeah, and who is that guy that always seemed to be lurking in the hospital too? He seemed to have access to everything. There's some guy that had, and I can't. It was like he was an orderly or something, and he just went everywhere throughout the hospital, wandering and doing deeds, good or bad. And there's something about him that might be coming back as well. I don't know. Because somehow Finn and Deacon are going to know that Sheila's still alive.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Yeah. They can't kill Sheila that easy.
No.
No. No.
She's got 9 lives. I think she's only on about her 5th, so she's got a few left.
Yeah. She's missing that one toe. She's got 9, so she's...
Yeah. Exactly. Did you have any other predictions, Teri?
I think still, and I think I said this last time, is that I think that RJ is going to overhear Zende and Luna talking, and he's going to find out that they slept together, and it's going to crush him.
Yeah, I think you're
It's
right.
really
I think
gonna-
you're right on.
And I think it's going to crush him more because she didn't tell him.
Tell him.
Yeah.
I think he'll say that to her. He'll tell her that, I would have forgiven you if you had told me, because it's understandable how this happened.
Yes. Yes. And I still think Poppy is the one that should have told RJ from the get-go.
I agree. Yeah,
But-
I agree. I think that's actually going to happen soon, because they've been dragging this out for a while.
Yeah, it's getting kind of old.
Yeah. So
Yep.
maybe I'm just hopeful that they do. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
hoping they bring this to a conclusion soon.
Yes. Oh, maybe it'll be Zende and Poppy talking, and RJ overhears it.
Ooh. Oh.
There's a thought. I guess we'll see.
I think you're right. That's how it'll happen. I mean, if they've done this storyline once, they've done it 50 times. Is that
Yes.
it's going to happen at Forrester Creations, and somebody's going to have their office door open. I mean,
Yeah.
we've seen this before, Teri.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I have enough toes to count it all.
Don't lose any like Sheila.
No.
All right. I don't have anything else. I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
I think we have. I think it's gonna get sudsy.
I do too. It's going to get
Yep.
real sudsy.
Yep.
I suppose we're going to start getting interrupted, though, Teri, pretty soon with NCAA basketball more, too, though.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I'm not a basketball fan, so maybe were you? You're tall. Did you
I
play
played
basketball?
high school basketball,
Did you? Okay.
but at my age today, if I had to choose a basketball game or watching my soaps, I think my soaps win.
Yeah. It's amazing how things change, isn't it?
Isn't that weird how that works?
Yeah.
As we get older.
Uh-huh.
I guess I live my life through these people, through these soap opera people.
Yeah.
I'm on the edge. I'm always,
Yeah, that tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lost a lot of sleep over the years, Teri, worrying
Oh,
about
I'll
these
bet.
people on the Young and
Well, it's
Restless
hard
Bowl.
not to.
I know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you have 2 soaps.
I double it. I've got twice the stress you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, buddy.
All right, Teri. Until we
Yes.
dish again.
No, keep it sudsy.
And we're out.